Hi, all my food service friends. It's Jason Wange in Denver, Colorado with your power plant positivity tip number 10. What do you want? I saw a quote this morning. My friend Kathleen had posted something from a guy named Dave Hollis, and I thought it was a really timely and opportunistic quote for all of us. It said, "In the rush to return to normal, use this time to consider which parts of normal are worth rushing back to." For many of us, our normal is to live life at warp speed. We're rushing through the day trying to keep up with work and emails and family and exercise, and maybe there's time to squeeze in to get some friends in the midst of it. And we've really never taken the time to step back and consider, is this life that we now call normal the life that we even really want? And it's no fault of ours. It's the same reason why you've probably never considered what the bottom of your left foot feels like until now. We've just never been intentional to ask the question. So now, with life at a forced slowdown, it's really a unique opportunity to step back, get a view of your journey or your company and ask, what, is this life the one that I wanted to build? Is this business the one that I wanted it to be when I dreamed it up years ago? Am I using, like we talked about in tip 8, be clear why you're here, am I using my innate gifts and the things that bring me the most desire to create a world which is most fulfilling? And for many of us, the truth is that they're not. Now, one reason that many of us are not necessarily living a life that we dreamed of is because we came to believe over the years, we actually grew up with a sense that what we want is irrelevant or is even wrong. Growing up as kids, many of us heard all along the way, don't touch that. Eat all your food. You don't really feel that way. You don't really want that. Stop crying. Don't be such a baby. Stop being so selfish. Or another good one that we've all heard, it's not about you. And so over the years, we've come to, many of us, just ignore what we want. And instead, we've started just doing what's expected of us. We become a doctor because our parents were doctors. We get married because that's what our culture expected us to do. So how do we get back to that original version of us, the one that knew what it wanted and knew how to dream without fear of repercussions? Here's the good news. The lessons we've learned to forget everything we want, it's just a habit, and that can be changed like darn near anything else. So here's a few exercises I learned through all my Success Principles training that I want you to try and I want you to do today. First, anytime someone asks you your opinion about something, I want you to stop saying, I don't care, doesn't matter to me, and I don't know. Even if you don't, I want you to take an opinion on the matter. So, for example, if someone says, hey, what do you want to eat tonight? Even if you don't know if you want a hamburger or you want Thai food, just choose one. Or if they say, hey, what show should we watch tonight? Instead of saying, you choose, I want you to choose. I want you to start using that muscle, that will and intentionality to know what you really want. Here's the second thing I want you to do. I've got a little chart on the board behind me, and I want you to start exploring what you want to do, what you want to have, and what you want to be. And I want you to do this as if no one's looking. Well, no one is looking, and without any judgment. There's no shame in this. So I want you to put on the board 10 things that you want to do in life, 10 things that you want to have in life. And oftentimes that starts with things that are maybe more, a little simple or materialistic. I want this cool car, I want this, whatever it is. And then as you keep going, if you keep going through a list, it usually becomes a little bit more deeper and personal. And then lastly, 10 things you want to be. As an example for me, some things I want to do, I want to take the family to 6 continents. For whatever reason, I'm sure Antarctica is beautiful, it's just not on my list. I want to be the best Western regional sales manager that exists in food service. I want to speak at the NRA show. Some things I want to have. I've always wanted an old Jeep so I could take the top off and drive the family around town. I would love to have the confidence in any situation to know that I'll be just fine. Lastly, what do I want to be? I'd love to be able to call myself an athlete who could run 5 miles at any given time without any training. And also, I'd love to be a husband and a dad that my wife and kids are just incredibly proud of and know value them. So you can see there's different levels of simplicity versus sophistication in that. But I want you to take some time and write it down. And if you're feeling really confident about it and really excited about it, share it with someone. Share it with someone who you trust, who you know won't judge you. It's a fun way to continue to root that in deeply. Lastly, at the MOFSI conference this January, we had a great speaker who came and taught us about bucket lists. His was, what do you want to do? Him and some buddies wrote 101 bucket list items, and they've crossed off almost every one. His name was Ben Nempton. And if you just go on YouTube, type in Ben Nempton, he actually wrote a book called What Do You Want to Do Before You Die? And you can even look up on YouTube different talks he's given. He gave a TED Talk and different speeches. It was like water for a thirsty soul for someone who doesn't know how to dream very well. Such a cool experience, and it really will get these juices flowing. So if you need a little inspiration and motivation before you do this, go check it out. If you got some time, watch his TED Talk or something like that. I hope tomorrow we're going to do What Do You Want Part 2. We're going to go a little bit deeper into this to figure out what your vision for your life is. I hope you're well. I hope it was a good day. I hope you're connecting with others. As always, feel free to reach out to me if you need someone to talk to, someone to connect with. I'm available. And remember, you've got this. We've got it together. Wish you all the best.